Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Squared Circle. Before I introduce our guests and my co-host here, I want to take a minute to remember the late, great Bobby the Brain Heenan. We lost him recently. Arguably one of the greatest managers, commentators of all time in this business. Grew up watching him. Had the privilege of meeting him a couple of years back at the big event. They're up there. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon are up there commentating in heaven. And they've got a great roster up there, too, I'm sure. R.I.P., buddy. Anyway, this is Dangerous Dan over here to my left.
It's because you can't handle it.
Wow. You're just too dangerous.
You think I'm
already? What's in that? What's in that?
Oh, it's good stuff, buddy. Let me tell you. It's good stuff.
Good stuff, huh? Over here to my right, from Dissension Pro Wrestling, we have Joseph J. Alexander and Jimmy Meaz.
What's going on? Gentlemen, thank you for having us.
They run a company known as Dissension Pro Wrestling, obviously. October 14th is their next event in Wolcott, Connecticut. They're here to tell us all about it. One of the great companies we deal with on a regular basis here. Proud to be part of the DPW family.
Proud to have you. Yeah, we thank you guys for all that you do for us.
Right. So, tell us about yourselves. We know about you. I don't think East Haven knows too much about you, but...
Yeah, look in the police blotter. You'll figure out what it is.
No, Dissension Pro Wrestling was originally founded, founded as Defiant Pro Wrestling back in 2004. We ran until about 2010. Unfortunately, the original owner passed away. We all kind of fell by the wayside for a little bit and took some time off. Then we got back into the business and we formed this company in 2014. And we've been running ever since. We usually run out of Torrington, Connecticut. We have decided that it is now time to branch out, and so we are trying a new location for this event in Wolcott, and we also have some other towns set for the 2018 calendar year.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. It's going to be fun. Wolcott's old stomping grounds.
That's where one of our schools was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of our schools before Mike passed away was in Wolcott, probably about not even 5 minutes away from where the venue is for this show.
Yeah, the old school directly across the street from where I live now.
Yeah. But yeah, Wolcott's the old stomping grounds. I mean, flying for all our Waterbury shows, you were in Wolcott.
Yep.
Right.
For the school, you were in Wolcott. So it gives you flashbacks going out, flying for this show. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Wolcott, Cheshire, Waterbury.
Well, Cheshire, you can't fly. You go to jail for that.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're strict. You can't put on
laws.
telephone poles. You can't put stuff on cars.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. Yeah, they find you right there on the spot.
Yep.
But yeah, Waterbury, Wolcott, Bristol, Terryville, stuff, all surrounding towns. Pequabic, because we're the postmaster's a cool guy. And, we'll leave it at that.
And Wolcott is, besides like when we had our school back in 08 and 09, which was technically Wolcott, but it was Waterbury.
Yeah, it was right on the Wolcott Waterbury line.
Wolcott really hasn't seen pro wrestling in its town since about 2005. Which is when Top Row Promotions, when they were still called Yankee Pro, used to run at the Wolcott Fair.
Yep, ages ago.
We know that they're looking to get some back, so that's why we're happy to oblige.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very interesting. Good. They'll be glad to have it back, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they won't be disappointed. I promise you that.
So, for those that are not familiar, who do you have on your roster? That's some of the main stars.
Well, our champion is hard-hitting Bobby Ocean. He's been champion since August of last year. We also have a lot of local mainstays, come through our doors. The likes of Hammer Tunis and Johnny Torres and Judge Chambers, Big Jim Sullivan, Big Jim Anderson.
We have a lot of gyms on our show.
Right.
A lot of gyms. They're everywhere.
Yeah, Slick Wagner Brown is usually with us. He won't be on this event, unfortunately. He has prior obligations. And a lot of his students, because we have a working relationship with Slick Wagner Brown's Test of Wrestling Academy. Mm-hmm. So they help us out. We help them out.
You'll see a lot of guys from out of Connecticut this show, too. There's a lot of guys from different regions that either are guys that are made names somewhere else and are trying to branch out, or they're just guys that are really getting started and they want to try different areas and see how their luck works. You know, so hey, everybody gets a chance at least once. You know, why not be the ones that give it to them and see what they got?
The more companies you work for, the more money you make, but more importantly than that, the
your name
more
out
experience.
there. Exactly.
Do the drives.
Yeah, do the drives, get the experience. You know, you get $5, it's $5, but you learn something. You know?
Exactly. And, your champion, Bobby Ocean, is completely phenomenal. The thing I like about him the most is even if he's not working an event, if he has the time to do it, he will show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does.
Right.
Yeah, and he doesn't make a big stink about being there. You know, he'll hide in the background, but you know he's there, but doesn't make a big deal of it. You know, but you'll always see him hiding around.
He'll blend in with the crowd.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
he has to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta love Bobby Ocean.
Yeah, got to respect that. That's for, for sure.
Definitely.
So, any event, this is called Karmageddon coming up.
Yes.
We've been wanting to use that name forever. You have
Yeah.
no idea how long.
What does that name mean?
That name, it actually came to be. Let's see here.
A long time ago.
Well, a long time ago. Like it was like a thought at the time, but it really came into being about the day after our last event, after Rise of the Fallen, because we had some issues that day with the state being divided, shall we say, with another company running the same day as us. And we're always happy to oblige and make sure we don't step on any toes.
Yeah,
And
we all have friends throughout the business.
Exactly.
You know? Like we're friends with Tunis up in PvP, you know, and
Of
you know
course.
we're friends with Leary up in his side. We try not to run the same days, you know, common courtesy for each other. You don't want to steal business from each other.
Exactly.
You know, we all look out for each other.
Because then the only people that lose out are the fans. And unfortunately, we had an incident to where someone decided to run against us at the last minute. Their show was not advertised until about a week before ours. And so I just sat there going, I hope their karma comes to them. And it's going to be the end of the world when it does, and thus, Karmageddon.
Karmageddon.
There you go. Just thinking about it, and it's Karmageddon.
Yeah, you run against each other. The fans get divided. They don't know who they want to go see, and then they end up losing out seeing something they want to see. You know, because they want to see some at this show, but they want to see some at this show.
Yeah,
You know, and they're the ones that end up losing out in the mainstay. That's not the way to do it.
we almost had a situation here in East Haven where somebody's running on November 4th, and the big company out this way, PPW, was going to run against that other company, Wrestle Jam, and well, whatever the situation is, it's been averted.
Yeah.
Averted.
Let's put it that way. We'll have separate cards on separate nights now. So
Yeah.
it's always something. Whether people do it on purpose or not, you want to just try to be aware that it's not really appreciated if
Yeah.
you come into somebody else's territory and want to set up a show.
Yeah.
Or even like if it's one part of the state or another part of the state, even
Right.
if it's not in a quote territory unquote, you want to try to maybe communicate with each other. It's just it's better for business.
It doesn't work out for anybody. Everybody loses in the end.
Right.
Right.
You know?
PvP had a similar situation with another company up in Mass a few months ago, doing the same stuff, and it didn't work out for the other company.
Yeah, they did it. They wanted to try to spite Justin, and Justin wasn't any of the way. He just ran business as usual. And
Right.
It works out for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. It's just a guy that minds his own business and puts on great wrestling.
Exactly. You try to be spiteful, it comes back to bite you.
Yep.
No reason for it.
And thinks he's Jesus. But
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody prove him wrong yet. That's the scary part.
Yeah, it's that's one of the more controversial gimmicks out there in the
Justin
local.
Tunis is my father's favorite wrestler. It's scary. He really is. Justin's the one my father talks about all the time.
Got to get him down to the studio one of these days.
That'd be
He would-
fun.
He would
Eventually.
do it. He would love to.
Right. Anyway, Karmageddon, October 14th. We have some graphics there we can pull up and show the world.
Here to show the world. Oh, sorry.
Like I said, yeah, and so it's Karmageddon is originating from the VFW post 1979, which is at 1115 Wolcott Road in Wolcott, Connecticut.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they have a nice bar.
They have a nice bar, yeah. Wolcott Road is actually Route 69, so it's on a main drag. It's
Okay.
very accessible to get to.
It goes through everything.
Yeah.
You know, from Bristol up through Waterbury, way out. I mean, you hit 69, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
It goes right through the state.
Yeah, it's easy to get to from all like major the highway arteries because we know Torrington is a little rough to get to. You got to kind of get take Route 8 to here and that.
I remember that it was 691 to 84 to Route 8.
Yeah, exactly. But this it's easy. You
This
get
is easy access
you can
off
get off
84.
You get off 84 in Bristol and follow 69 up. You're good.
So,
You're
so,
there.
so even Jay can find it?
Yeah.
Even Jay can find it.
Even Jay can find it.
Yeah.
And you can't miss the place. Like I said, main drag, it's right there. It's not like, there it is. Big ass sign. You know where it is. All right. So, what we have scheduled. All right. It looks like first match we got in the graphics here. So,
I've never heard of either one of these teams. I've heard of Revelation. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Revelation. I've never heard of the Epidemic.
That was the guy who put a drill in my forehead last show. Yeah.
3 hours of sleep, JJ. You got to bear with me.
Yeah. Well, so anyone that was at Rise of the Fallen knows that the feud between the Revelation and Defiant Inc. has come to a close. The two of us are kind of just going both our own ways now, as far as what we do with our boys.
My insurance, thanks you.
Yeah. So we're leaving it as it is. So as such, I'm taking my stable in a different direction. And and actually all of us are actually looking forward to, in 2018, we really want to ramp up our tag team division to crown our first tag team champions. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get that going with introducing a few more new teams into the area. And the Epidemic are actually a tag team out of Rhode Island. They work a lot at XWA. That's Sean Leiter and Tom Billington. They've been working together for a couple of years now. They're a solid unit. They're definitely entertaining, and I've worked with them on other shows out of state.
The name Tom Billington sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, but that's his actual name. It's not like he just chose that name. He didn't.
He was born with a
He
word.
didn't want to rip off the Dynamite Kid. That's his actual name.
Okay. So no relation at all.
No relation.
No relation.
No, but they are. They're good kids, and we're happy to have them and give them a chance give them a chance to shine outside of their usual area.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's going to be a rough contest because
They have to see Thorson, right? Like, they're going to have to climb him.
they've never met him.
Okay.
They know Kruger. They know of Kruger. They've never met Thorson. That's going to be the big surprise for
Yeah.
them.
Big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it happens.
Thorson dwarfs me.
Let's just say.
I'm looking up at that guy. He's a
Let's
big
hope
boy.
they're up for the challenge. That's all.
Yeah, let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else do we have here? All right. So, speaking of big, so Big Vigo, he's been happy. He's made a new home with DPW. It's he was kind of lost for a little while ever since he was half of the tag team Northern Fury. Unfortunately, his tag team partner retired from the business,
Right.
and the companies that he worked for up in upstate New York kind of dried up due to the new athletic commission laws. And
I heard about those.
Oh,
yeah.
they're terrible.
so he's been really happy to come down and work with us, and we love having him because he's a giant goofball. And he was looking for more competition. He was victorious against Ryan Malice at Rise of the Fallen, and said he wanted some, harder hitting, bigger competition. And one person who we've been speaking to that we hadn't been able to get in yet because of conflicting dates and such is Drake Evans, who was one of the trainers up at the In Your Face Academy in New York, and just a really solid veteran. And so we know that they have a history. They've met each other time and time before, but never in Connecticut, never for us. So they're going to relight their little rivalry in a nice, good old hoss fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, two big boys just smashing each other.
And Drake's a lot bigger now than he used to be.
Yeah. Always in good shape though. Never lets himself go.
Yeah, one of the most knowledgeable vets on the Indies. Really good. Always willing to help out. I love having Drake Evans around.
Vigo's a 300+ pounder that moves like a lightweight. So.
I know.
And he can dance.
Yeah.
As long as he can dance, right?
Oh, he's proven it. He can do it.
Yeah. All right. So then, besides that, okay. So here's where Defiant Inc. comes into the picture.
This is gonna be a good time.
So, besides the rivalry that Defiant Inc. had with the Revelation over the past year and a half, Big Jim Sullivan had a major problem with Judge Chambers, going all the way back to Autumn's Ashes in 2015. And Judge Chambers also inserted himself into Big Jim Anderson's business at Lord of the Ring, costing Big Jim Anderson a shot at becoming the first DPW champion. Mm-hmm. And since then, there's never, anytime either one of them have faced Chambers, there's never been a clean finish. There's always been some chicanery. Judge Chambers has always, either gotten disqualified or or attacked them after the match. It's never, it hasn't been settled. And as we saw at Rise of the Fallen, Big Jim Anderson is officially Defiant Inc.'s newest member. And the two Big Jims have officially dubbed themselves The Reckoning.
It's scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And they wanted Chambers once and for all, and Chambers said, it's going to be on my terms, and I'm going to find a suitable tag team partner, which he did in another man who is making his debut in Dissension Pro Wrestling, and that would be the evil metahuman, insane Dick Lane, who, if you've seen him up in Massachusetts or in Rhode Island,
he's not right.
He's not right in the head, and he's very deranged, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do against the Reckoning, along with Judge Chambers. And so Dick Lane and Judge Chambers have officially called themselves Law and Disorder.
I'd hate to have to go to court, period, but especially if I had to go to court and Judge Chambers was the judge.
Yeah.
Big guy, great beard, bad temper.
Strong as hell.
Oh, yeah, he's naturally stronger.
Yeah.
Where else could we find Judge Chambers?
Judge Chambers, he usually works for XWA in Rhode Island.
Okay.
He does some things for NCW up in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Mass Anarchy Wrestling, I believe he's worked for on occasion. He's also, he's like I said, he sticks to only a few different companies. RWA he works for as well.
Right.
Yeah. And then I believe he's got a relative, looks very much like him, named Theodore Liftington, who works opposite companies.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks it's him.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. All right, and
What we
so
got next?
all right,
The
so
comeback kid.
yeah, the comeback kid. So
Frank the Crank.
Frank the Crank. We haven't seen Frank in quite a while. It's been over a year since Frank's been with
Taking
us.
some time off, yeah?
He took some time off, and like one of the events we had scheduled, his son got appendicitis. He had to bring him to the hospital the day of the show and had to cancel. We're like, we understand.
Well, yeah.
We're like, we understand.
Emergencies are emergencies.
No,
Exactly.
family always
Family's
comes
family.
First. I don't care
Right.
what,
And he asked he could come back, and we said, of course, we're going to have you come back. We love having you. And we wanted someone that would be an apt challenge for him. So as everyone knows, Isaiah Rex's younger brother, Narciso Rex, has gone under some changes in the past year and a half or so. And I'm talking about the changes where he's still Narciso Rex and not something else. And
the kids become nasty.
he's become nasty. He's become like a Puerto Rican Abdullah the Butcher.
Wow.
That's pretty much what it is, yeah.
And so we figured, let's put these two, let's throw these two in a blender and see what kicks.
Mm-hmm.
So Frank the Crank's going to go one-on-one with Narciso Rex. It's definitely height versus girth, if you will, or they're both not small gentlemen, and they're both unorthodox with their ring style.
Yeah.
So we're going to see where it leads between the two of them.
Rex is another guy that's 300 pounds plus and moves like he's a lightweight. The kid
Right.
is fast for being his size.
Right.
And Frank's just strong.
Yeah.
And
And this is the first time they've ever faced each other. So it's a first.
It's
They
the
seem to
first.
pull a lot of those.
Yeah.
First
Well,
timers.
then, that's how we
I
keep it on
never
the toes.
seen Frank the Crank compete though.
Frank's
never
good.
seen Frank?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, Frank, he works for RWA and NCW and XWA and everything. He used to be in a tag team with Michael Santana. They were called Crank and Amazing.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Santana moved to New York, and so.
Our RWA is right outside of Providence, Rhode Island, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So our friends put on a benefit show back in June. You know the Sea Stars.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's their school, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
It's
their
like
territory.
Yeah, the Chop Shop.
and a big abandoned chop shop, right?
Yeah. 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 Well, actually, the original RWA Chop Shop has closed, and RWA uses the same building as XWA's Academy right now. So they're both like kind of under the same roof.
So they're not at the chop shop anymore.
No, they're looking for a new location for a
Okay.
new chop shop. But in the meantime, they have a shared space with XWA.
Oh.
So and they all train together, which is good. You know?
Different styles.
Because there's 3 different companies that run out of that building now. There's XWA, there's RWA, and there's also RICW, Rhode Island Championship Wrestling. They all run out of that arena. So it's good to have. It's kind of like the 2300 arena in Philly. Except not as big.
No.
And
Put that on the to-do list.
yeah. All right. So
This
now we
is
get
the
to,
one I'm waiting for.
now
This
we
is gonna
get
be
to a portion of the main event. Now, back at Rise of the Fallen, we determined a number 1 contender. That was when Action Ortiz defeated Slick Wagner Brown. Unfortunately, due to injuries that Action Ortiz sustained over the past couple of years, he had announced earlier in this year that this would be his last year in professional wrestling and that he would be done at the end of October. We tried to get him in for one last thing. Unfortunately, he had already taken a prior booking elsewhere. And obviously, we're not going to be able to get him again before the end of the year because we're not going to run again before the end of the year.
Right.
So he relinquished his number 1 contendership, and that left us with an open spot. Who's going to face Bobby Ocean? So, of course, the second we said we needed a contender, we start getting emails.
Right.
And it's people blowing us up. We get Dan the Man saying, I want to face him because I won the 3-way at Rise of the Fallen. We've got Kenny Bangle saying, I took him to the limit back the first time I faced him in the ring back at Autumn's Ashes.
8 from 2 in 10 minutes.
And he's just, and he's like, I've matured since then, and I think I really have a shot against him. Tunis keeps complaining that he's never had a fair shake at the title ever since Lord of the Ring. And the only one who was just completely honest and humble was Johnny Torres.
Right.
Who was just like, if I could be considered for Dissension sometime in the near future, I'd really appreciate it.
He's one of my favorite people in the business.
He's just
period.
a quiet person,
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite people, period. I would give that kid a title shot anytime he wanted to.
Right. And so we decided.
He opens the show most of the times.
Yep.
He should be opening and closing the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
Right.
He busts his butt.
Right. And so Karmageddon is going to open with a fatal 4-way between these 4 individuals. Whoever wins will face Bobby Ocean in the main event that night for the DPW Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. So this is going to be the first match.
This is going to be the first match of the night. Well, besides the pre-show, but first match after regular bell time.
Dan, make sure you're ready so we're on time.
Make sure you're on time.
So make sure you don't get lost.
And make sure, because we're starting early.
Yeah.
We have a 5 p.m. Doors opening, 6 p.m. bell time.
Yep.
We're starting earlier.
Right.
So
okay.
that we have more time to drink. I mean, so people can get home with us now.
People can get the kids home early. That's
And we can drink.
And we can drink. And oh boy, it's gonna be a long night. Anyway, next. Feeling backwards.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
At least we don't have just Bobby Ocean. You bought freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that graphic too, but I'm like, all
It's
showing
so funny
is
because
Bobby
you see the
Ocean.
like lone Bobby Ocean graphic. He looks so lost. Like,
He's like,
is this my belt?
yeah. Like,
Y'all got red drink?
I'm just going to come out with a belt and that's it.
I'm just going to stand here.
Pay me.
Technical difficulties have been fixed.
Of course.
Hey, you're gonna get a lot of good coming out of that.
Yeah,
show.
there's
You
there's
really, really
yeah,
are.
that's just all the matches we have announced thus far. I mean, there's always a couple of surprises, but I mean, on the show also, you're going to see Scotty Wilde, you're going to see Mr. Canada, Ricky Williams.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep,
Yeah.
you'll be seeing Isaiah Rex. You'll be seeing Liam McFerrin, who is one of Drake Evans' students. You're going to see some of you're going to see some of Slick Wagner Brown's students in action. You're going to see El Jabroni.
El
That kid's
Jabroni.
hilarious.
Yeah, El Jabroni's been on the Squared Circle before. So
Oh, of course.
yeah, but yeah, he's because he's one of Slick Wagner Brown's students now. He is
Offspring of Chupacabra 69.
he's grown leaps and bounds.
He has improved immensely
Yes,
Very
he
much,
has.
very much.
since
Yes, he
being
has.
on the square circle.
Yes.
I'll have to see this to believe it.
Yep.
You see what being on the square circle does for you? Improves you by leaps and bounds.
Right. Your life, you bet.
Exactly.
Oh, but you never know what surprises lay in store. That happens.
Any women's
not a
matches?
Unfortunately, not on this one. We were trying to plan some, but just booking conflicts across the board with people that they weren't
It's tough with
available.
the ladies lately because they're
Yeah.
booked everywhere.
Yeah.
You really got to get them ahead of time.
Right.
Right.
And if the ones that aren't working, they're broken.
Right.
Something's broken.
You got to
Pregnant.
get.
Or pregnant.
broken or pregnant or in the Mae Young tournament.
Yeah, right.
Hey, one of our longest reigning champs was
Yeah, Mercedes Martinez. She was DPW Women's Champion for a long time
congratulations
back
to
in the day.
getting all as far as you did, huh?
I'm hoping she got a contract out of it.
I'm hoping she did too, because she fights like a man.
Right.
She does.
I know from experience. Actually, we all know from experience. She fights like a man.
Yeah, I don't think just the winner of that tournament
Yeah.
got a contract.
They actually had some of them pre-signed before that tournament even started.
Yeah.
So.
The one I hope they, not to get off subject, the one I hope they sign is Mia Yim.
They did, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
You know, those girls showed what they got, man. There wasn't one slouch in that whole tournament.
Yeah.
Those girls were amazing. And hats off to every single one of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, we're talking about this Dissension Pro Wrestling, and you're probably wondering, well, what's the action like?
I can show you my medical bills if you want to know what it's like.
If you expect me to drive to Wolcott, Hollywood, Jay, I mean, what am I going to say? Well, we got our powerful HD camera.
I can show you the 12
Gold
stitches I got
camera.
last show.
Yeah, we had a bloodbath the last year.
We had a bloodbath. We got part 2 coming up. We got to do part 1.
Technology.
Yeah.
Back.
Give us a second.
The funny part is this same setup he's got at home and still can't do it.
Well, no.
Wow.
Mine's actually on a Roku. It's not on a Roku TV.
Oh, you said.
And for some reason, this is messing with just the volume, and it's not going to. So I'm going to have to go like this. I know my way around this.
Give us 1 second, folks.
Technical difficulties. Please hang in there.
That's why we don't let JJ do any setup for shows. Like,
Right.
Just sit there and
What are you talking
Just
about?
sit there and yell random stuff out for what you want people to do. Don't touch nothing. Just cook. Go cook. You can go cook.
Part 1.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes, you will have the concessions on hand at DPW.
We do have the best concessions on anybody. You cannot top our
You're welcome.
Big Vigo versus Ryan Malice.
Yeah.
Fill me in. I've been to so many cards. This was back
at Rise of the Fallen. This was a grudge match because both of them kind of cost each other an opportunity at the DPW heavyweight title during the wild card gauntlet match at Lord of the Ring. So this was kind of just a match to settle the score between them. And basically because Big Vigo, like we said, is a big goofball, but Ryan Malice made him mad.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, Retro Malice now.
This was before he was Retro Ryan
This
Malice.
was before.
This was like a week before he decided to change his persona
This
completely.
is pre-retro.
This is pre-retro. It's like before, bro.
Like 87 years. This is a Vigo's leg. Like, his leg is the size of my waist. Like,
Yeah.
He's a big man.
Yes, he is. And our ring girl hates him.
Yeah, because his gear weighs more than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
His shoulder pads weigh like 60 pounds.
They do. Legit.
And of course, we have the one and only Mr. Joseph DiNucci outside.
Don't
Yeah.
get much better than Joey.
Yep. Yeah, Joseph DiNucci, he's actually he's going to be working our commentary table on October 14th alongside the Mad Genius Brian Caddy.
Wow. He's back.
He's back.
It's going to be a good time.
He's trying to hand it as something a little new. You know, much like Bobby Heenan going managing a commentator.
Hey, I think he'll be great on the mic.
Hey, if you can be as quick-witted as Heenan was on commentary, you have nothing to ever worry about.
Yeah. I don't think anybody will ever top Heenan, but
Now, there you clearly saw Big Vigo went to kick Joey, and
Yeah, that's what happened.
Vigo was just like, get away, bug.
I didn't see anything. My monitor was out.
Yeah. Ugh.
Big tornado DDT.
I'm going to buy Joey a pair of socks. Mr. DiNucci.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. No? lot of weight.
Well, I think Big Vigo clearly held the tights on that one.
I didn't see anything. My monitor was out.
Yeah, I don't think the ref's out either. We're good. So what do we have after this, sir?
That's what I'm saying. Big Jim Anderson and Judge Chambers. Yeah, this was the actual lead-in to the match that's happening between Law and Disorder and The Reckoning.
You get to see how it all transpired here.
There is not a small man that is in that match.
No.
Even Dick Lane, he may look lanky, but he's 6'4".
I'm the little guy, dude. What is that? Milano's shaking his head in heaven somewhere right now going, no man's guy's smaller than you. Guess what? I've finally done what you told me. Can't be mad anymore after 12 years. Yeah, that was a little illegal. We were looking at a little low blows.
It's not illegal. The judge says so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guy can't count. He's one of Wagner's students. Damn right. I said it.
Tyler from State Farm.
Good kid.
Yeah. All of our referees, at least on that show, going forward, they are students of Slick Wagner Brown's Test of Strength Wrestling, because we give them the experience they need before they actually take bookings as wrestlers. It's always good to know how to ref as well.
You gotta learn how to be in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Well, even the referees have to go through training themselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that our good friend Charles Catoli?
It is.
Yes. Ernest K. Fabian.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll be seeing him in Wolcott.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed he's been traveling more. He's been going to more shows than he used to. Like, he used to stay in his one little section, but you see him a little bit everywhere now these days.
And you get your name out there and you start traveling.
Judge can braid some hair, dude. He's pretty good. Like,
No, it's his fiance that braids his hair.
oh, really?
Yes.
That's pretty darn good, man. My daughter tries to get me to do that. It never works out so well.
That's just vicious.
And that's where Judge Chambers was disqualified.
Right?
I don't think a single one of their matches involving Judge
Yeah,
Chambers has ever ended in a
legit
pinfall.
finish, yeah,
It's always been a DQ or a count out or it's been a no
Yeah,
contest.
there's never been a submission or pinfall. It's just debauchery taken over at the end of all matches, Hey, I know that guy.
There's the two gyms right there.
Yeah. And that was the moment the reckoning was born.
That's a good time right there, dude. I have to do nothing. I run my mouth, they take care of it. It's the way it works. Don't touch the speakers,
Walks right out the door.
Funny part is that was a ladies' room.
And this was
This was another entertaining match, which I thought was really
this was
good.
a three-way between Sexy Jesus Sam Martunis, Dan DeMann, and Steve Cruz, who was actually filling in for an injured Paul Destry.
Yes.
Steve Cruz is actually another great veteran that just kind of came down, and we gave him a spot. He was one half of the tag team, the Killer Steves, in the early 2000s up in upstate New York. And back then he was very small. He's not so small anymore.
Hey, put on some size.
He's more of a killer now than he was before.
Yes.
And there's two of them trying to walk on water.
He's Sexy Jesus.
Imagine that, Tunis be involved in a three-way.
Yeah, Tunis is never in three ways. Never has.
I'm not. No comment.
Mine out of the gutter, sir.
Mind you, this program airs on prime time.
Oh, in that case. Ooh.
Yeah, Dan the Man, another cagey veteran that just we love having around.
Dan's just an all-around good guy. I had to talk to him about those shoes, though. No man should ever be wearing blinky sneakers
Well,
Kind of like that girl that's in the WWE. I'm a me.
That's what I'm saying.
Naomi.
He should
Yeah.
never.
That's why he started doing it. Because, you know, according to Dan the Man, women should only be around for making babies and making pancakes. So.
It was flapjacks, not pancakes. In his words, it was flapjacks. The funny part is, like, DiNucci stresses more than the guys in the ring do.
Yeah.
Come on, Graf.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the end of the DiNucci dynasty, too. 'Cause,
I know.
Ryan Malice kicked him to the curb that night, and it was after this that Hammer Tunis said he didn't want him to be representing the closers anymore.
Basically, he's been kicked to the curb in every single promotion he's been working for.
Yeah, that's when you got to worry, because a guy like DiNucci, man.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been in that exact same predicament. I was a manager who got kicked to the curb in every company I did, and then, well, that's when I started rising. So that's why we're giving Joey DiNucci that chance on commentary, and we're going to see where he takes it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but aren't you a little bit concerned on you give Joey a mic, he can become a ticking time bomb?
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's what we're hoping for. That's the good part, you know? You don't know what to expect. You know, you'll always have those people that want to listen because they want to hear what he's going to say next.
Trust me, if you ever watched old Defiant Pro Wrestling footage
Oh, boy.
with me on commentary, drunk, Joey DiNucci is nothing you have to worry about.
We had to tell JJ he wasn't allowed to drink during commentary anymore.
This is a true story.
Yes. Because Ron Zombie wanted to kill him mid-match.
Ron Zombie and Dylan Cage and Tony DeVito.
Well, Dylan Cage did kill you. How often do you see commentators get beaten with chairs?
Not too often.
That happened.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
JJ wouldn't shut up.
This is true. Learn my lesson.
I missed all the good times, didn't I?
That was 10 years ago. Good Lord.
We're old, man.
Wow.
That's when I was retired.
Tunis laid out. Yeah,
You gotta see this
We're
part.
not allowed to crucify Tunis. Because even the arena got mad about that. So I don't know if we can get away with it. When Raven
I
has
wasn't
to
there
come
for the
in to
crucifixion.
apologize- When Raven has to apologize, you know it's a mad crowd.
But he's gonna try to revive him with some water. It's a miracle.
Must have been holy water.
Plays off him so good. Left Joey just super kicked him and dropped him. His chin music.
Take a knee.
2-minute warning. Oh, yeah.
Don't the managers usually turn on their proteges?
Ah!
Not always.
Dude, I've had so many people turn on me.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
Head shaved, beard shaved, head split open,
Yep.
dropped on my head.
Yep. Yeah.
Chains.
Yep.
It's no fun.
Electric bug swatter.
Yeah, what is that, dude?
You're welcome.
He hit me with the electric, the fly rackets, the electric ones. I'm like, yeah, that's not cool when you're sweating. I mean, let's just say that.
No. I can imagine.
Like, they sting. You're sweating. They sting.
Mm-hmm. They probably sting enough, but when You're sweating.
Oh, yeah, you get that little kick to it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was doing his Venus Williams impersonation.
Venus Williams. I was doing my Michael J. Fox impression. Very good camera work, by the way, whoever did them.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is actually highlights from the number one contenders match that unfortunately we had to scrap. But that is Action Ortiz and Slick Wagner Brown, who really put a pounding on each other.
Oh, yeah. And we knew that's what kind of match it was going to be, too. I was looking forward to it.
I mean, it's kind of sad to see Action Ortiz go because I mean he was in Ring of Honor's top prospect tournament 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was really impressive in that. And it's
Too
just
young. Too young.
yeah, but he's got a family to support.
Injuries.
Right.
He did. Last time he got injured, he really did a number on his ankle.
It was
He
bad.
had a spiral fracture. He tore it up pretty well.
Yeah.
And for all the naysayers out there who claim that this isn't real, it's not legit, people don't get hurt. Yeah, people get hurt.
Yeah.
No, how do you train for a 350-pound guy coming through ropes to do that to you? Yeah.
Right. Can't fake pain.
Nope.
No.
Not in this case, anyway.
No. One of these two are hitting you, you're going to know it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's only so much a 300-pound guy can do when he's punching you in the face. Not today, brother.
Rise up, Slick.
So close yet so far away.
Yeah. And Slick Wagner Brown, for you figure he's friggin' he's an 18-year veteran at this point, but he's still in phenomenal shape. He's
Great
passing.
teacher.
He's a great teacher. He's passing his knowledge on to new students, teaching them the correct fundamentals, and just really working hard. He's still getting booked regularly. That's
Everywhere.
That's unfortunately we couldn't have him because he already had another booking. But because he's usually the first person to contact us when we say we've got this date open, he's like, I'll clear my calendar for you guys first.
Right.
You know, and he loves being able to bring his kids down there so they get their experience.
Yeah.
And I can say out of all the kids that we have out here, you don't see one bad kid coming out of Wagner School.
Yeah.
They all good kids who listen.
Yeah. They're all respectful.
Very.
And they're getting a lot of great experience with the training day events that he puts on
Right.
once a month.
And I just noticed, if the camera went back to the other way, Ariana Starr was sitting in the audience that night.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's all the footage I've got.
That's all we've got, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
edit the rest because it was blood. A lot of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the 6-man there, the 6-man tornado tag with the Revelation versus Defiant Inc. We do not have footage of that we can show on television.
No.
Because it goes back to the old WWE days when they had to turn it to black and white. We're like, yeah, we can't show this on TV because it was like gore.
Worse than the Attitude Era.
Yeah. My head went through the back of Big Jim Sullivan's SUV.
That's right.
My head exploded like a watermelon.
So did his SUV's window.
Yes.
Right. Unfortunately, we can't show that.
Yeah.
No.
So you don't want to miss Karmageddon. If you're sitting out there watching this, get your up to the show. Don't miss a minute of
How
it.
did that go again? Get your what? Nice.
That's it.
Yep, tickets are currently available for purchase on DissensionProWrestling.com. We accept PayPal. It's the easiest way. Tickets for adults are $15. Children are $12. And children under 6 are free. But they have to be accompanied by an adult. Not dropping off your kids and leaving them.
No.
Yeah, we're not babysitting.
No,
No.
not happening.
No, because then your kid ends up getting used as a weapon and a mash, and it's not cool. And we'll pick your kid up by the feet and hit somebody with it.
But we have never had someone walk away from a DPW event saying I wasn't satisfied. We get quite the contrary. Yeah, we haven't been able to run as often as we wanted due to health problems. This is what happens when you have 3 owners and 2 of them are constantly in the hospital. Health problems, financial problems, they all come and go by the wayside, and so that's why it's been 6 months since we last ran. But we're hoping that come 2018 that we at least start running quarterly.
Yeah, more
Right.
consistently.
Yeah, you have a gold card at the hospital.
Oh, he does. He's got his own wing.
Yeah. The new Bone and Joint Center at Hartford Hospital, that's all me. That's all my bills have paid for that. But I mean, so, come 2018, we're still going to run at the Knights of Columbus in Torrington because they love having us. We just had a scheduling conflict on that day for October 14th. We've got this new location. We've got the Wolcott VFW, which we hope to establish a very firm relationship with so we can keep coming back there. We also have some prospective venues for the new year in Bristol and in Newington. So we're spreading out across central Connecticut.
Right. Just spread out along that area, get your name out there, and everything's going to be great.
That's it.
That's what we're hoping.
That's what you got to do.
Right.
Draw more people and new fans.
So, this being said, where do you see the company maybe in another year or two?
I hope we become the destination in Connecticut within the next year or two. I mean, there aren't a lot of options in Connecticut, but I'm hoping that we just rise head and shoulders above and people are chomping at the bit and we're turning people away at the door. That's all I can hope for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bust your butt, hope for the best, Not much more you can do than that.
Yeah.
Not much more. So, if anybody was to take that belt from Bobby Ocean,
That's
I don't know. That's a tough call.
a tough call.
There's a lot of good talent out there, a lot of vets out there, a lot of good young kids, but Bobby's just so tough. Like he takes a beating and likes it, I think, and gives it right back.
Right.
I mean, you're not gonna find too many guys that hit harder than he does.
Right. All four of those wrestlers in that four-way to face them, they all have a legitimate chance.
Oh yeah, absolutely, in their own different ways too, because there's not one guy in that match that has a similar style. They're all different.
Exactly. And and anyone could be the wild card too.
Yeah.
It's people would say that Johnny Torres is only the wild card in that, but I beg to differ and say Kenny Bengal is because he's someone that not a lot of people up here are familiar with. He primarily wrestles out of New Jersey, and he primarily wrestles for Gino Caruso's company.
Right.
Where he's actually tag champs with Dan the Man. That's another factor of why we put this match together was you got two guys who are tag team partners on opposite sides in this match. So we're going to see what happens.
Not even tag partners, tag champ.
Yeah, they're tag champions
They hold
down there.
titles together.
yeah, see that. I noticed that about different companies. They'll book this person as a face or book this person as a heel, or there'll be a tag team over here and they'll be feuding with each other over there.
Yeah. Oh no, we completely acknowledge that they're a tag team. It's just
Right.
they both want that shot. Well, we're going to see how much your tag team means to you at the time being.
Did you guys piss off the Hells Angels?
because we're screwy like that.
Wow. It's the disciples of the apocalypse.
Wow. That's a lot of bike right there.
That is.
Right.
Jeez, good lord.
Yeah, the road's right out here, unlike North Haven, where we're in a basement of a big building.
Yeah.
Right.
It happens.
Hey.
At least you're still on the air. That's what counts.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
People
We're
watch
still
you.
going.
People watch you.
Right. Exactly.
So, Jimmy, you've been in the ring with a lot of this talent. Tell me, if you had to pick one of those four guys,
Wow. I've never been in there with Kenny Bengal. I've watched plenty of him. His style is different. He's quick, but he's very deceivingly strong for what you see. You wouldn't think he's a very strong guy, but he is. Tunis has got the knowledge. He's been around forever. He's sneaky, but he knows when to use it and when not to. But very, very, very smart in the ring. Dan the Man, I've been in there plenty of times with. Dan hits hard. Dan hits hard, but he's another one that's got the knowledge, been around forever. And he's another one that knows how to be devious and sneaky when he has to be. And Johnny Torres is probably the brains of that match. People overlook him so much, and that aggravates me. Because the kid has knowledge, the kid has experience. He's fundamentally sound in everything he does. And people take his size for granted. His size means nothing. It means absolutely nothing because I've seen him pull off wins against guys 3 times his size and you never saw it coming. So, I mean, if I had to pick somebody to come out of that, I would pick Johnny Torres to come out of that because he's the one everybody's going to be overlooking, and I can see him snatching a win and running with it.
It's also going to be a test of the fortitude of all four men because no matter who wins, they have to face Bobby Ocean at the end of the night. That's 2 grueling matches within a 2.5 hour period.
Yeah, that's not much time to recover from a beating you just took.
All right. So if someone if one of them is able to unseat the champion at the end of the night, they justly deserve it for what they've had to go through to do it.
That's definitely earning it.
It's somebody you don't think will rise to the occasion that will.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you. Most ladies date you, they don't think you can rise to the occasion.
Wow, he went there.
Give me that pen back.
Welcome to primetime, folks.
Hey now.
This could go a whole new direction.
Mm-hmm.
See, if they're calm until the DPW guys come on, and then
Yeah.
the cheap shots start.
We're a
coming.
horrible influence.
Yeah, we're a bad
wherever we go.
Terry Funk, I'm sorry. Messed up your 33rd retirement. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, look at who ushered us into the business, and then you see why we are the way we are.
Yeah, people don't, oh, you guys were Waterbury. Yeah, but you don't understand the people that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and go on a network and watch ECW 97 through 99. That's who we had to deal with.
Yep.
All of them.
You ain't lived. You
You
having
see it.
drunken conversations with New Jack 2:00 in the morning on the phone.
Yes. In person, in a diner,
Yes, that too.
pranking the call boxes at a police station,
Yep.
and trying not to go to jail.
New Jack.
Not
Love
to
that man.
take away from your event, but I heard you're seeing New Jack.
Yes, that's a great segue. I was about to get to that. As this is
I
being
should call him,
taped,
be like-
this evening I am taking a trip to Pro Wrestling Syndicate,
That's right.
and New Jack will be there.
Maybe I'll call him before and be like, yo,
Right.
Be respectful. Buy him a Heineken.
get the white boy. Get the white boy.
Buy him a Heineken.
Buy him a
Oh,
Heineken.
oh,
A Heineken or a Long Island iced
Long
tea.
Island Ice.
And I'm not going to film his match because I'm sure I'll probably get blood on my face into the front row.
And
We
it
can
won't-
only hope.
And it won't be his. I guarantee you it won't be his.
Deep.
I saw white meat.
Right? Might be the most violent card I've been to
Yeah.
yet.
One day on the Dissension Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, I'll release the footage we have of New Jack from the Icons of Wrestling convention back in 2009.
Yeah, that definitely got to go up on prime time because you can't.
It is just
If you
sheer
guys
gold.
want comedy gold,
It is sheer comedy gold.
it was the greatest convention I've ever been to just because of New Jack. Would sneak to the microphone every 20 minutes when nobody was looking.
Well,
'Cause they
speaking of
left it on.
conventions, we have the big event coming up.
Yeah.
It's
do.
going to be a good time.
I should run down the schedule right now.
Yeah, you should do something.
October 7th is Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling up in Enfield at Fairmead High School with Mick Foley, Jimmy Hart, among others.
Jimmy
Coming
Hart,
to that.
great guy to meet if you get a chance to.
Right. Proceeds are going to benefit victims of Hurricane Harvey.
Yep.
So my hat's off to Jeremy Leary and his staff for doing something about that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a great cause. Unfortunately, Texas, Florida, and now Puerto Rico all being whacked by hurricanes.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico pretty much doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
almost wiped off the planet.
Right. And then October 14th is obviously you guys for Karmageddon. October 21st, Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling and their Halloween Spectacular up in Hadley.
Yeah.
We'll be there for that. We
Go
were
see their Halloween shows. Their Halloween shows are always a great
Yeah.
time.
always a
Should be
great
there that
time.
night.
Right. Yeah, we weren't able to make the 23rd due to Diesel Mania 2. Speaking of the devil, you'll be able to see footage of that card real soon. November 4th, this is an important one. We return to the big event, this time in a different capacity. Not filming this time, not doing, going around and to the different vendors and tables and bothering them as they're trying to sign autographs.
Yeah, I love bothering.
And having the vendors get all like, oh, come on, I got to make money here, man.
Yeah.
We have our own table, and for the first time ever, the Squared Circle podcast.
So
There you
people
go.
are going to be bothering you.
Right.
I love it.
Welcome to the other side of the coin.
Guest to be determined. If we get a guest, we'll let you know. Nothing's set in stone yet, but hopefully we can bring somebody in.
Yeah.
A lot of people we know.
I mean,
Nothing
you're
said.
going to have so many people walking by, and you'll always have somebody who wants to jump on you. It's always going to happen.
Right.
Well, nothing's set in stone, but one of the names we're thinking of was a former Four Horseman. We'll just leave it at that.
Possibly. Or,
It's not Paul Rome, is it?
You guys got Sting? All right.
or possibly some of the local talent.
There you go.
All right. We'll see what happens. We'll have information about it. We'll find out what podcasting channel we're going to be on. I'll find out how to podcast before then. I have a few weeks. I'm sure I can get it down.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you some tips.
Kipling.
Don't go on Podbean.
Don't go on Podbean. That's your tip.
I'll give you more tips than that, but that's an old ongoing joke between the two of
Podbean
us.
is terrible.
I'll keep
We'll
that.
put on
in-
2.5 minutes of your podcast, and then I don't put it anymore on.
November 18th is the rescheduled Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling from November 4th. And that's pretty much it. Basically. You can catch us at our YouTube channel, Squared Circle TV. You can like us on Facebook at the Squared Circle or our group page with the same name as well, the Squared Circle. In addition, Dangerous Dan and I, we lose the Dangerous, lose the Hollywood, and once a month you can see our program, Good News Now, where we try to put a positive spin on news stories.
There you go.
Glad somebody does.
Right.
'Cause everything you see is depressing.
Next week we're taping an episode with one of the candidates.
The Democratic mayoral candidate. We put out a call to all candidates this year who wanted to come on the show. And this gentleman, Sal Maltese, has stepped forward and will be joining us on our next edition.
Right. In addition, we have footage from the Mashantucket Pequot Museum we're going to be working on, too.
Nice.
Got a great tour of that. But we will see you guys on October 14th. Thank you
yes,
guys for
you will.
coming down.
No,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having us.
Love coming down with you guys.
Absolutely.
So October 14th, we'll be in Wolcott. You'll be in Wolcott. Or we're coming at you.
Right.
We'll be at the bar if you can't find us.
1115 Wolcott Road, Wolcott, Connecticut. Route 69. That's all you need to know.
Very easy.
That's it.
Very easy to find.
Doors open at 5.
Yep. Early start time. Early start time.
Early start time. I'm Hollywood J. Williams for Dangerous Dan, Jimmy Meaz, JJ. Good night and good luck.